Hello everyone, I'm Jenn Rice, and I wanted to talk a little bit this afternoon, or actually this evening now, about goal setting and should one even bother setting goals, and why many of us have adopted goal setting as a great practice. I just spent the larger part of last weekend not only setting my own goals for the month, but helping some of my fellow business partners set their goals too. And I wanted to do a little bit of looking into goal setting and where this really even originated from. And so I was looking at the University of Maryland. There is a psychologist by the name of Edwin Lock, and he was back in the 1960s, and he first studied goal setting, and that's specifically with like companies or businesses, employee goal setting. And he said that what he found was that if the goal was too easy, the people weren't really motivated. So you don't want to set a goal that is really easy to achieve, otherwise the motivation to accomplish it is going to be really low. He also was saying that fear, the emotion that we all know so well, is a huge motivator though. So, it can motivate you in one direction if you're, let's say, fearful of a job loss or being demoted. But also fear can leave people feeling less motivated because they try to protect themselves from feeling it. So, fear can work either way. And in order to have goals that are actually motivational type of goals, he says you have to specifically have a few things that you're really focusing on. And that would be the clarity of the goal, the challenge of the goal, the connection of the goal, and the feedback that you'll get from that goal, and then the complexity of it. And so really he's saying that goals need to be very clear and measurable. And so I found that there are actually 4 tips that have really helped me, and these have been taught to me by various other business owners, certainly other people I've worked with in the past. And the 4 tips to really help you get good at goal setting would be, number 1, first you have to evaluate and reflect, like find your baseline, right? Because how do you know where you want to be in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, if you're not really evaluating where you are at the given moment? So you want to take some time to reflect and decide, okay, where am I right now? What does my right now look like? And then the second step is to think about what are your dreams and goals. Like really, like you could sit down and write things that you think you want to do, but like, do you really want those things? I could write, I want a mountain house in Tahoe, which, it sounds great, but like, do I really want a mountain house in Tahoe? I don't know. Maybe I do, maybe you do. But really, are they for you? Is it what you want, or do you want it because someone else wants it, right? Because the best way to make sure that you're going to stay on track to do the things that you want to do, that are authentically what is important to you. The third step is to make them smart. And my good friend Sandy, she taught on SMART goals for us recently, and it was so good. But SMART goals stand for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time sensitive. So I love the SMART goal because it makes so much sense, and it's an easy acronym to remember. I'll pop that down later in the comments. There are a lot of trainings on SMART goals, and I think it's a great way to kind of really fine-tune what you're putting down on paper. And lastly, accountability. That word, right? So if you're going to make goals, or really any really well thought out plan, having an accountability is essential, because whether it's a significant other, a family member, someone that you're in business with or a friend, to be accountable to where you're trying to go will keep you on track. And just because you set certain goals doesn't mean it's all going to be in the win column, right? I mean, there's going to be times when that's going to transfer over to maybe the next month or the next several months, but ideally kind of getting your mind around where you want to go is the key element. So I thought it was just really interesting that they've been studying this type of thing. Of course they study everything at universities, right? But they're studying this type of thing and have some really great information and scientific, literature to back up a whole mindset around goal setting and how it can work for people, and it can be really a powerful thing to adopt. So I hope that you guys are setting your own goals and figuring out how you want things to look for you and what you really want, authentically yourself, not maybe something someone else wants for you. So if you like my content, please subscribe to me anytime I go live, and I really appreciate you watching. I hope that you have a great night.